So jokingly, Citlali was like, why don't we just buy a house? And hearing her like say it, just like, oh, let's just buy a house, I was like, maybe like we could probably do it. Like,
hello guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna talk about our excitement on buying a house, how we brought up buying a house, and what we went through, or like our emotions when we were going through the whole home buying process. And this is my husband, Danny.
hi guys.
I know I talked about him a lot in my videos, so you guys can finally meet him. So first thing, babe, how do we talk about buying a house? How do we bring up that topic?
It was first brought up because we mostly got tired of like not having privacy. Because at the time I was working in Mesquite, like an hour away from Las Vegas. So I would only come back on weekends. So we weren't really seeing each other as much. And when we did, we didn't really have privacy like at my parents' house or at her mom's house. And I like unofficially just moved in slowly. Didn't have any privacy. After a while, we got tired of it, so we started looking into apartments. We ended up we ended up looking at some apartments online, and we really liked them. But we started looking into Summerlin and Henderson and like a little bit more pricey like areas.
Here in Nevada.
Yeah, here in Las Vegas. And it got to a point where our rent was gonna be the same as basically paying a mortgage. So jokingly, Citlali was like, why don't we just buy a house? And hearing her like say it, just like, oh, let's just buy a house, I was like, maybe like we could probably do it. Like, yeah, let's look into it. And she was the one that ended up actually reaching out to our realtor.
But before that, like he had reached out to like a high school friend that turned into a realtor in February. And she basically told us like, you guys can't do it.
Yeah. She didn't say it like that. She was just notifying us more about like the restrictions instead of
encouraging us to buy a
instead of
house.
encouraging us to like, hey, we're able to do this, we're able to do that, we can do this, or if you guys aren't ready, like, I feel like she was just like, oh, there's gonna be a lot of restrictions just because we're young. Like everybody else was telling us that.
The only thing she did give us is like basically an estimate of how much we had to save, which was, she told us like $12,000. So we made like a plan to save like $6,000 and $6,000 because it's our first home. So like I wanted both of us to be included, you know, not just one person do everything financially. So I bought like this money book that I saw on TikTok, and I started like saving all my school refunds on there. And then I put him his own book on Shein. I found it for cheaper, and then like every paycheck that we would get, we would take out like $20, $100, $200, and that's how we were able to save. Because I feel like when we were saving from like our bank account, it was so easy for me personally to like take out of my savings and then put in my check. That helped us save. I can say like that money book.
Oh yeah, 100%. We would always try to save in our own accounts, and she's since the beginning of the relationship, she's always been like way better at saving than me, because I just like to buy like random things at times. But after she got me that book, it took a while for me to actually start saving. But once I did, I started noticing that having that book in front of me and having that like pocket of empty money just motivated me more to fill up the whole book. And after filling up the whole book, we just started over again. So they were numbered. So like on one day or one paycheck, you'd put 1, 2, 3. It was all numbered. But at some point, we just started putting like certain amounts of money into it, just because it was easier to save that way.
Yeah. So then when we did that, like he said, like he would work an hour away from here. And it got to the point where like I even thought we weren't gonna make it in the relationship because I'm like, dude, like we never see each other.
Yeah.
So then he kind of started moving into my mom's house. So on Friday, like he would go to his house, and then when I would get off of work, like he would come and he would sleep the whole weekend at my house. And I think it got like to the point where we had no privacy at all, like not at his house, not at mine. And I just felt like it was time to take that step, you know, because I'm like, well, dude, like, you already basically moved into my house, might as well just buy.
I had my own drawer in her room.
Yeah.
Like, everything was just so unofficial, but like her mom gave me a key and everything, and she would ask me for favors, like, oh, can you stop by La Bonita or something, you know? And yeah, it just got to a point where I was basically moved in. We didn't really have privacy because obviously she has little siblings, so they would burst into the room, and we weren't doing anything like wrong, but we would be watching a movie and her little brother, her little sister would just burst in, you know, and sometimes she'd be scratching my back or something. I'd have my shirt off.
It got to the point where like we both decided like it was time. And at first we were looking into apartments, and no shade to anybody that lives in an apartment, because my mom lives in one. Like, I've lived in an apartment my whole life. But when we started looking at an apartment in Summerlin, the more expensive areas, our rent was gonna be like 1,800, 1,900. And then that's when I was like, dude, why not just buy a house? You know, we're gonna pay the same thing, especially in like the economy that we're at now. So then in May, telling him about this realtor, and I'm like, hey, I'm seeing him on Instagram. And honestly, Brian, have you ever seen this? I only liked you because I'm like, oh, he gives good gifts, like, but like, actually, dude, like, he's a really, really good realtor. Like, I didn't think I was like gonna like him. I didn't know he was gonna become a realtor. So I reached out to him, and I told him like, I'm gonna reach out to him, and he would always be like, okay, yeah, like, we'll do it sometime, you know. I'll text him sometime.
Yeah, I was so dismissive about it because it was just still like uneasy about it, because obviously it was a big step, and when you're young, everybody tells you like, oh, you're gonna buy a house, like, it's such a big thing, you gotta know what to do, you gotta know this, you gotta know that, and they just overload you with information that sometimes when someone else explains it to you like clearly, like she said, when we talked to our realtor Brian, and when he spoke to us clearly and was like we had a bunch of questions, and he just kept answering and answering and answering, and as those answers went by, it kind of started to simmer down, and we were like, okay, no, we can do this. You know, Brian, if you're watching this, oh my God, he was such a cool dude throughout the whole process. But
and then well, we got pre-qualified. They asked for like all our documents, and he was like always letting us know like whenever you guys are ready. Like, he wasn't those realtors that would rush you into like buying a house. And then in August, we had a joint party together, so we had to stop looking for a house because we had that expense going on. And then first week of September, Brian texted us, and he was like, hey guys, how are you guys doing? Like, do you guys want to continue looking for a house? And then that's when I was like, oh, like, should we start again? And we both decided like, yeah, we should start again. And that's when we started looking at like so many different like houses and manufactured homes, and we would make offers, and somebody would always like make a counter offer, and the seller would always go with the counter offer. So like on my side, like I overthink everything. So every time they would win a house, I'd be like, oh my God, I don't want to buy a house anymore. Like, I would get so discouraged to keep looking for a house because I thought like every house they were gonna win. It was so frustrating until we found this house that we're at now. We found it in like the end of September. I saw it on Zillow. I was at work, and I saw that they had just posted it like a couple minutes ago, and I told him like, hey, they posted this house, and I sent it to the realtor, and I was like, oh, we should go look at it the next day. And that day on Saturday, we were gonna look at like 6 different houses, like we started off with manufactured homes, and then like after one manufactured home, I was like, hey, can we just go to this house and see it?
I think it's because it was close by.
It was
really close by, so she was like, hey, can we just stop at this one, you know, just because we're so close to it. And we stopped here. We took a look around, and to be honest, it's not glamorous, and it's not like so big, but for us, I mean, it's perfect. I can't imagine myself living somewhere else other than this house, because like, I might be biased now because now this is our home, and we've already, already had our experiences in here, but I feel like it was just perfect for us.
I think because it's a 2-bed 1-bath, and then something that I always said I wanted was a backyard, and we got. So when we came in, we saw the house. I'm not gonna lie, it was ugly, but because like I mentioned in the other video, like the past owners, the lady had passed away, so they like left everything as is, you know.
So they had all their like they had all their antiques, they had all their cabinets, and all the other cabinets were like really old, you know, it was all like a really old style, and there was just a bunch of like miscellaneous things everywhere, so it kind of made it look like, oh, it's kind of ugly, you know. And when we first walked it, we were like, ooh, I don't know. But then once everything was gone and we walked back in, it was like, oh, okay, like we saw the potential in it.
Yeah, made an offer on it. It was at $250, and then somebody made a cash offer on
all
it.
cash.
Yeah.
We were at La Bonita, and we were just shopping around. We were getting some tilapia.
Oh yeah.
And she was ordering it, and I got a call from Brian, our realtor, and he was like, "Hey man, like that offer we just made, they just made a cash offer, but they do want to work with us because I guess they were seeing that our offers were always getting declined.
Yeah.
And people just kept like counter offering. So our realtor was like, if you guys want to bump it up, we can do that. And at that point, I mean, I guess you could say, yeah, I guess you could say that she was tired of it. I was tired of it. I was like, you know what? Just do it. Like, let's just counter offer it. You know, like, let's just go a little bit more. It doesn't matter if we have to pay a little more. Let's just get this, you know, like, let's just get this house.
So we bumped it up to $260, and then the seller went with our offer. And that's when everything like real started. We started making payments to the escrow. Yeah. We started choosing insurances. We started pulling out like money from wherever we could find money, like to make the down payment.
So much. It was so much paperwork. I remember when I signed with our escrow company, I believe it was.
The title company.
With the title company. When I signed for our title company, it was a stack of papers like this much. And at first, I didn't really read any of the papers, but then once you told me, like, this is a really big, like, this is something really big. Like, you have to read into everything. So I was sitting there at a coffee shop, like, as I was signing, just reading everything. And she was, the person that I was with, that was a part of the company, was kind of like, okay, you know, like, they were kind of like trying to rush me, but I just wanted to read everything because they might not be trying to mess me over, but at the same time, you still have to, you know, just review everything.
Yeah, so he went, he signed, and then after he signed, everything was so quick. Like, our realtor was like, okay, we got the money, payment, the closing costs, and you guys can like pick up the keys, or like I can take it to you guys. But since he was in Mesquite, I was like, well, can we just wait till Saturday? And that's exactly what we did, huh? Brian texted us. He was like, hey, are you guys gonna be home at like 4 or 5? And we're like, yeah. So when he came, he dropped off the keys, and we got the keys to our house. We had kept it a secret from like both of our families, and we told them like when we were already looking at a house. And for this house, like, we didn't tell nobody because we didn't want to like jinx it. We didn't want like anybody to echarle malas vibras, basically. That's how we say it in Spanish.
We're like, I guess you could say we're really superstitious. So I know some people might not believe in that, but we just wanted to make sure that nobody was giving us bad energy in this whole process, because you never know.
Yeah, so then that day, like, I texted my mom and my siblings, and then he texted his family if they can come, and then we sent them the address. And that's when we were like, oh, this is our house, and we got the keys and everything. And yeah, I mean, I felt so excited. I didn't really realize how big it was at that moment because my adrenaline was like through the roof, but the only thing I felt was like excitement. And I was like, this is a dream that I always said I wanted to accomplish, like when I turned 23. And we bought a house when I was 22, so I was like, oh my god, like, I'm doing it, you know, I'm doing something big in life. How did you feel?
I felt really relieved that the whole process of like buying it was over. But I mean, since we were going by it day by day, and it was just like, I wouldn't say it was a burden, but it was just so much things that came with the whole process. When we sat down like on our kitchen like countertops, we were just sitting there. We had nothing in the fridge. We had no furniture. We had nothing, but we had the keys to our house. So I was just staring at her, and I was like, dude, we did it. Like, this whole process was so long, but it was so worth it, because at the end of the day, like, I get to have a house with my significant other. It was just so awesome.
Yeah, and like we did this at such a young age. So if you are thinking about buying a house, just do it. I feel like you're not gonna know if it's good or if it's bad until you do that one thing. You know, like we were scared. He's 21. I'm 23 now, but at the time I was 22.
People will scare you for sure. If you talk to a realtor, if you talk to a lender, if you talk to somebody about this process, you don't have to buy a house. You know, you can just get the information that you need. You can just look into things. You don't have to buy a house yet. If you're young, if you're looking into it, I suggest do it because, I suggest getting the information because what do you have to lose? It's just information. If you want to buy the house, then do it. Like, I'm not saying just do it because obviously it is a hard and long process. But if you really want to buy a house, then you'll find ways to make it work. Because at first, I felt so scared. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I was even going to be able to afford a house. But I got the information that I needed. I had the help of my wife. And our realtor was so much help. So he just sat us down and was like, look, this is how it's going to be. You don't have to be scared. And this is on you. If you don't want to do this process, you don't have to. He never rushed us. She kind of rushed me. But it was all in good faith, you know. But
yeah, so that was our experience on buying a house. If you guys want to learn more on like the home buying process or like advice or tips, like you guys can always let us know and maybe we can talk about it more. So I hope you guys like it. Bye.